Speaking of the streets, it's a clip going around that's going viral. Now, y'all know Tsu Surf. Shout out to Surf. Famous battle rapper, you feel me? Did some time in the feds. He caught a case. He had a lot of things going on. He was communicating through Instagram DMs, and they pulled up a lot of evidence against him on that. And he got snitched on in his cases. There was rats all in that RICO, the Rolling 60 RICO, from LA to New Jersey. So he just got out on that. But he had an interview on Hot 97, and in the interview, he said his dad, when he was a kid, was telling him about the streets, saying that, you know, hey, you need to avoid this, avoid that. And he said he never listened to his dad because his dad wasn't in the streets, and he viewed his dad as a square. So because his dad was a square, he couldn't take no advice from him. But once he got to the feds and to prison, the lifers told him the exact same thing that his dad was telling him. And he said it registered coming from them because he could relate to them. Oh, they got ops. His dad never had no ops. They've been shot. His dad never been shot. They didn't have to chip shit or try to chip shit. He didn't have to try to chip shit out of his own mouth. So is this a problem in the Black community where we won't listen to, we have an issue listening to people who we consider as squares, and we got to touch the fire before it's hot, go to prison, and then listen to the big homies who got life after we possibly done got life and ruined our life?
I think it could be a problem, but I think it's just, I think it's on the individual at this point, because a lot of people, it's a lot of people that have been in them same conditions and the same things that was able to learn from other people's mistakes. You know, you're more wiser when you're able to learn and not, you know what I mean? What do they call it? A hard head make a soft ass type shit, to where you got to learn yourself. So I think that is the biggest problem. And it's like, everybody doesn't have to be in the game for you to listen, especially somebody as your parent. Your father is the main one who wants to see you progress and be in a space. Now you saying he's a square. Like, at what point did you develop this mindset? Because, and then a lot of things can change once you fight in that time. Now it's not just what these niggas saying, it's resonating because, like you said, he went through it himself, to where it's like, damn, this shit could be it could be over. I almost blew it. That might have really opened up his mindset too. I think it sound good, but for sure, I say that all the time. Like, I never met a lifer in my life that didn't regret what he did, unless he just was dead on some shit, like something happened to some kids or where you
family
some shit that I could kick my feet up. Yeah.
And I can ride with this crime.
Yeah.
I'm okay with living what I did because this was personal to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, your children, certain things we don't mind taking that long vacation for, because that's something we will always believe in. And it's like, hey,
this is what it is.
This is what comes with this.
And he did answer the backlash on Twitter. He's saying, oh yeah, so every nigga in the hood just listen to their parents, huh? So he wasn't feeling the backlash, because a lot of people saying, man, this nigga dumb as hell. Took through all that to realize the stove was hot, the fire was hot.
But that's actually majority of niggas in the hood.
So my attitude is, for better or for worse, and this is the worst side of it, experience is the best teacher, which is all he's alluding to. Some of us have enough sense and enough wherewithal to learn from the dummies. You can learn from dummies. They always say you can learn from dummies and smart people. From dummies, crash dummies, you learn what not to do. And then those that are doing the right thing, you learn what to do. Nonetheless, regardless of what side you're on, it's still a type of experience. And unfortunately, when it comes to the hood, people with a hood mentality, whatever you would like to reference it as, experience is the best teacher. And unfortunately, most motherfuckers from the hood with a hood mentality, experience tends to be their best teacher. I think we've all been guilty of it. The difference is, the four of us, we on like our something second chance. God got a blessing or a calling on our lives. And I thank God every day. But everybody does not have that, because you got a lot of guys did one thing in their life. They really not about that life, but they did something about that life, and them niggas is never getting out again. So again, I reiterate, experience tends to be the best teacher, for better or for worse.
I'm gonna say this because Messiah said a good point. It's case by case by the individual. In my section when I grew up, a lot of us didn't have fathers, but I think if we did have a quote unquote square fathers, I think a lot of us probably would have came out better humans, because we just was doing shit because we had no guidance, nobody to look up to. We pretty much was doing shit just for acceptance amongst us, amongst our peers. And then the cast that was a few years older from us, again, they didn't know no better as well. So we was all just trying to impress one another and just kind of cope with this, let's just say trauma bonding that we all have of a household that's considered not normal. We had a mother that worked. She was gone all the time. She can't. It's hard for her to be the parent and be at home at the same time when there's no father in the household. I did have one homie that did have a father, but his father was significantly elder, so it wasn't like he was like young enough to kind of be hip and stuff like that. But he ended up getting in trouble as well. So I do believe it's case by case. But I will say this: with this generation now, that square shit is out because squares can be just as gangster, or not. I'll say now affiliates can be just as gangster as the gangster folks out here now, especially being on from the coast. I do feel like it's just case by case. Some kids, no matter what you do, how many times you whip their ass, they gotta experience it themselves. Then you got the ones where you can just barely raise your voice and they just kind of like, okay, I don't even want to test that parent.
Nigga.
Yeah, because I think Surf got some daddy issues too, because if you're familiar with his music, he talks about the strained relationship with his father. His father wasn't really around. He said he would pop up every 3 months. So he said, nigga, you expect me to listen to a nigga that's barely even there? If you go listen to one of his first viral songs, Cocaine Paradise, he said, I got a rest in peace daddy tat. And he ain't even dead. So that lets you know the type of relationship he has with his father, and there's probably a lot of resentment there to where, nigga, I'm not listening to shit you say. Whatever you say, I'm doing the opposite. On top of, I have brought this up in the past, parents need a lot more grace because it doesn't matter what your parents say, what type of life they give you. For the most part, a kid is going to do whatever they got their mind made up to do. I know all the shit I went out and did. None of my parents influenced me to go do that. And they told me to do the opposite. But I'm outside with the homies more than I'm at home with my parents. And your environment, influences you. You feel me? You become the 5 people you around the most. Parents could talk to they blue in the face. Teachers could talk to they blue in the face. I'm going to sit there, play the role, code switch. Once they gone, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. So I feel where Surf is coming from with that. Like, come on, don't act like, oh, y'all niggas just was listening to your motherfucking parents, especially in the hood, nigga. We outside.
So that's even people going in on him. It's like you got to give people grace. At least he learned at some point. There's a lot of niggas like we see from the Pooh Shiesties to all these niggas get in situations and don't learn from it. So, I mean, like I said, I give them grace for that. You know what I mean? It take a lot. And this is why a lot of niggas don't come out and even speak on things. Because you do something now, like I said, we are in an era, I don't care what nobody say, where niggas is looking to hate on you about anything. You can speak on something you went through, you learn from experience, and now they're mad at him for, oh, you's an idiot. But I'm pretty sure there's no way you go through this life without, life is the teacher. Like you said, you have to go through something to learn. No matter how, it might have been a little more extreme for him than it is for you, or you don't know what cards that nigga was dealt. So it's kind of, like I say, it's case by case.
And even on the flip side, how you just brought up that verse with your boy, I forgot his name, you just said.
Tsu Surf.
Tsu Surf. Lloyd Banks got a verse with Young Buck called Prices on My Head. And he was basically saying, I never had a role model because he was in the box. So I'm up in the club with either a heater or a high. So it's the same thing where it's case by case, where you can have a father and still go the same way. And again, the people who don't have one, we were looking for that. So now we outside around people who, let's say, fatherless activities, or the people who are not listening to their parents, and we up here trying to do this dumb shit. And again, once you experience it, now you all of a sudden you want to find God, you want to find Allah. You know what I mean? Oh, now all of a sudden man, my parents was right. But good thing, like you said, I'm glad that he got the common sense and he got the education where, all right, I'm gonna change now rather than continue to go on that dumbass deep end.
But the deeper conversation that I really wanted to tie to that was, is it something internal that we got to fix in our communities as black people, where
Environment.
we look at squares as you ain't really shit, because he had used certain terminology like, oh yeah, when the real niggas start telling you, it clicks. Meaning, if you ain't ever did no dirt, I don't really view you as a real man. Because in the hood, whether niggas want to admit it or not, when niggas is younger, niggas do think that way. I know I did, nigga. Oh, this square ass nigga, you can't tell me shit, nigga. You don't even break the rules, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
It's the
it is a mindset. I mean, even as a 41-year-old, soon to be 41, I do say things like, my nigga, I need to know you got a felony, dirt on your under your nails, you didn't cheat, something along those lines. I'm not condoning it, but it is a mindset. It's a mindset that I got from being in the streets, being in the hood, being in hoods. That is a culture. I'm not condoning it, but that is a mindset. Otherwise, What is your reasoning? What I do understand as a youth, I think we all have a rebellious spirit. Even at 41, I still have a rebellious spirit. I just choose to use it in other areas. But if as an actual youth, by nature, we're fucking rebellious. So everything that man is saying, it actually makes sense. It's not about condoning it. Everybody's rebellious. As Masai said, there's just different levels of extremities. Some of us choose to go further than others. That's why we got homies. When we was like 12, I think all of us got a homie. It might sound extreme. I got homies that at 12 nigga got bodies. To me, even though I was actively banging at 12, that still was like sublime to me. Like, nigga, you took a nigga out?
Yeah, I think a lot. I think a lot of stuff come from lack of options, because I know if people have better options, it's hard to respect your parents when you see. Not even necessarily hard to respect. I'm not going to use that term. It's hard for people to take advice when you see a vision of yourself in life as a kid and you think like you're struggling, you're going through stuff, you're watching your parents do paycheck to paycheck. Like you said, his pop's not around in his life. The lack of options is making you rebel in ways where it's like, I can't really learn from you and you don't understand what I'm going through. Every kid think that their parents don't understand, and then when shit hit the fan, your parents was right about everything. So it's like, even when you play chess, if people ever play chess, it's different. You view the game different when you're in the game versus somebody standing on the side of a chessboard and watching you like, why did he make that move? I could have seen it clear as day that you could have went left, right, and got checkmate. But now it's like, that's why I say it's hard to sometimes unpack unless you know everything that person has been through in their trials and tribulations in life.
I place it on environment placement as well. Opportunities kind of go hand in hand. If you're in an environment where opportunities is endless and people think highly of themselves, of course you're going to be a product of your environment. If you see everybody around you is going to school to be lawyers, doctors, or whatever the case may be, essentially freaking out, but you're going to become what you're around. So I do feel like opportunity, the environment, what you see. If all you see is negativity and glorified violence is pretty much being praised around you, then for the most part, you're going to want to, join in on that type of partake of what's going on around you. Now, be considered a square. What do we consider a square? Basically somebody who's just out here not chipping something. Because at the end of the day, homie, they got white collar crimes out there that people from the hood wouldn't even fathom. Like, hey, homie, I was making millions of dollars before scamming was a thing. It was people was writing checks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Again, does it make him a square because he doesn't have the look of a killer? Does he not carry himself with the?
Are you privy to that movie Catch Me If You Can? Which
of
is
course, hell yeah, that was one of the great.
That just alludes to what that's what you're describing.
Exactly, and he looked like he was young than a motherfucker doing that shit. He was a pilot one minute, a doctor the next. Again, but guess what? He was checked about the game. You know what I'm saying? So ideally, from when it comes to a black perspective, what is considered a square? That means the nigga got to have tattoos on his face. That means the nigga got to be intimidated. That means the nigga got to be emotionless. Again,
I think a square is just more so somebody that's not engaged in the lifestyle you live. So of course it's hard for somebody to understand. You can't understand it. And it's funny though, because shout out to Nipsey. I like that line when he said, this hood shit is like a bucket head bitch. Yeah, you know she ain't shit, you still fuck on that bitch. But to the naked eye, it's like you stuck on that bitch. But really how you see it, you just fucking that bitch. And that's where a lot of people don't understand the mindset. You know what I'm saying? So you looking at it, you can never understand it unless you're actually involved in it, I think, to that degree. Like, you can tell me certain things, but how can you tell me something when you don't have to live the way I live?
No, and I
Like, think about it. When we was kids, what was our term we used to use? Oh yeah, he with the business.
Yeah.
So we needed to know you was with the business, or you couldn't be around, because the way we living, we can get into some shit, nigga. And if your square ass ain't with the business, I could get fucked off just hanging with you, nigga.
Easy,
so
like you hang
I
with
think
that
that's
nigga?
where that mindset come from. Like, nigga, we out here playing warriors and in real fucking life. So
Right.
if you a square ass nigga, that's cool. I know where I can hang out with you and where I can't.
Yeah, you can
You know what I'm
compartmentalize
saying?
your friend. And again, but let's be real. Now, everybody from the hood is with the business, though.
You
This
find
is
that
true.
out as you go.
You find out as you go. And I found out after a while, it was certain homies that wasn't with the business. They not on the same.
They living off the reputation of this section.
Exactly. Shout out to Tupac. You ain't shit without your homeboys. Yeah, you tough 30 deep. But then we on the solo creep, you don't hear it peak out that nigga.
Facts.
So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard. That's why for me personally, when niggas be saying somebody's with the business and some shit like that, if I haven't visualized you do anything, kind of like dirt in your nails, and or somebody I personally know can vouch for you, I don't give a fuck because again, I know square niggas who knocked off gangster niggas. You feel me? And then I seen gangster niggas vice versa on the square one. Then you get times where niggas be like, nah, bro, leave him alone. Let him be because you don't want that gangster to come out him because he's, you know how they say, let a dog lie?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has that. He just ain't active right now.
I don't even care about that type of shit no more because I done seen real niggas, you know what I mean, turning to fake niggas. So you see a lot of things because, you know, niggas go to jail, catch a case, and now he telling. And this nigga probably was a killer. This nigga probably was all type of shit.
Christian now. Nigga, prayer call.
It really don't matter. You have to, the thing with a lot of people, their mind start to go weak, or if it already was weak. And I think that's where you can't let that type of shit go. But other than that, I think you got to really redefine what's a real
what's a
real nigga, because like we said, nigga praise a lot of things, but then niggas wasn't like it's too many conceptual things that come with it. I just think overall when you meet people, you can understand because somebody might be solid to you, but then somebody else might look at them like they not solid. Because we use real nigga. Then you think about like I like the movie Goodfellas. Oh, he's a good fella. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has their thing, but then a lot of them niggas wasn't really good fellas.